Start at the beginning here. Due to the uncertain economic situation directly impacting them and other media businesses in the wake of the coronavirus pandemic, WWE announced changes to their staffing, executive compensation packages, and more on Wednesday. News delivered to employees on a brief 12 Eastern conference call, followed by the company sending out a press release. In the release, WWE said they conducted an analysis of operations over the last several weeks, identified some areas in which they will see short-term cost reductions and cash flow improvement. Those areas are reducing executive and board member compensation. I guess we'll see which executives get their pay cut and which do not. Decreasing operating expenses, cutting talent expenses, third-party staffing and consulting, deferring spend on the build-out of the company's new headquarters for at least 6 months, and layoffs and furloughing of a portion of their workforce immediately. That includes, it says, some of the talent roster. We're going on, I believe, almost 25 individuals between talent and agents. Furloughing employees, a suspension of work without pay for a period of time versus a permanent layoff has been a constant since the economic impact of the pandemic really started hitting. The call itself said to last roughly 5 minutes, with McMahon announcing several of the details above, and that employees will receive text messages about their standing with the company. WWE said the changes will save them $4 a month, or $4 million a month, I apologize. Give them a cash flow improvement of $140 million, mainly from the deferral in spending on their new offices. Release also said the company has approximately $500 million in cash and debt capacity to help them manage through the crisis.
This was not what I had in mind for the first special hiatus video. I had in mind for the first idea. I thought, honestly, this would go the entirety, maybe up until Double or Nothing, where T-Dub and I could talk about wrestling and a pay-per-view. And even that is no longer in Vegas. Everything is postponed with the pay-per-view. I don't know, yet to be determined the location. So my name's Matty Jay, that is TWK, this is the Wrestle-Cast Pandemic Special Edition video. We are still on hiatus as far as the live shows are concerned, but considering what just happened today, this warranted a video of some sort, a reaction of some sort. Everyone is getting a reaction in. And this is I'm calling it what it is, Black Wednesday 2020. And
I was thinking the exact same thing.
This is, of course, my name is Matty Jay, that is TWK, and we'll get to what the next video may be at the end of this particular situation, but we have to get into the this one. We always refer to these days as spring cleaning, winter cleaning. Traditionally, there's always been 2 periods of cuts of 5 to 10 wrestlers who haven't been on television, or maybe they've been injured too much or whatever. This is the first of which in a 2-3 year period almost, and this one hurts. And as you mentioned, as you heard at the top of the video with Brian Alvarez out of Wrestling Observer Live, the list at the time they had just gone to air at 3 p.m. Eastern. It is now 8:29 Eastern, 8:29 p.m. on a Wednesday. And the list we have has increased and may increase even more. You know, there are WrestleVotes who has been very, very accurate when it comes to, stuff like this and spoilers and certain news articles. He's calling, they're calling for more. And, well, we may as well get to it. So this is the complete list of the people released, fired, or on furlough. If they are an agent, they're either been fully released or on furlough, which means they get their benefits and everything else, but they don't get paid. They as in WWE still wants them when they go back to as close to normal as a normal can get, I guess you could say. Here's the full list as of right now. Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson released. Drake Maverick was the first one on the list, the first one announced, and had the saddest video. And I feel bad for the guy. And this guy still has the NXT Cruiserweight title tournament, the interim championship tournament. But obviously, they're not going to put the belt on him now. Kurt Hawkins, EC3, Leo Rush, Heath Slater, Eric Young, Lance Storm, Dave Finley, Mike Redonda, a.k.a. IRS, Shane Helms, Kurt Angle, Aiden English, Billy Kidman, Pat Buck, Sean Daivari, Scott Armstrong, Sarah Stock, Devon Dudley, Sarah Logan, Mike Keota, Mickie James, Bo Dallas, Curtis Axel, Eric Rowan, Primo and Epico, Mike and Maria Kanellis, Zack Ryder, No Hey Jose, creative team writer Andrea Listenberger. For those wondering why she's on the list, she was the one who was mainly responsible for writing the Otis and Mandy storyline that led into WrestleMania. And Rusev. This is as of right now, where a lot of tweets are still going around, and again, this list maybe this may be the damage for now, and maybe a week later it might be even bigger. But for Mike Keota, one of the longest tenured referee, started in 1989. He's been released. As far as the names for IRS, Devon Dudley, Billy Kidman, they're on furlough. Kurt Angle's been outright released. He's been working as an agent / backstage person. This sucks, man.
It does. I feel bad for everyone who was released because for some, they weren't really given the opportunity that maybe a lot of the fans felt they deserved, and some of them were just starting to get TV time again. Like Gallows and Anderson were, buddying up with AJ. There's for the past 8 months.
They were on WrestleMania. They were in the main event of night 1.
And Sarah Logan, just post WrestleMania, was starting to get some more TV time, it seemed.
And she was married to a prominent tag team in the Viking Raiders, and that puts that a big fat question mark. This is a different than a usual color, because there are some guys who are there. They do the house show circuit. They're usually around to bump around to make the other guy look good. And I feel bad for you, man. 3MB's not going to get the trifecta, at least not this year or next year even.
Well, both Jinder and Drew were released before they became champions, so there's still hope.
There's still hope. There's still hope. Shane Helms, he was Aiden English, who was doing commentary for 205 Live and doing rather well, if you ask me. Scott Armstrong, another referee. Sarah Stock, who made a name in Mexico. She was one of the trainers at the Performance Center. Primo and Epico, they haven't been on TV. So this is a mix of, yes, the mass release of the people who were underworked, but at the same time, this feels different. I mean, like you said, Rusev, up until a month before WrestleMania, was one of the prominent and yet more infamous feuds going into WrestleMania. That's gone. This reads to me as a list of people who either could not live in Florida or could not make the Florida trip a lot.
And it really is just disappointing to see all these names of all these people, Mike and Maria Kanellis, Zack Ryder, Bo Dallas, all those people that could have been used a lot better. Same with Mickie James. I can't believe Mickie James got released. I thought she was a
I'm
lifer.
surprised as well. I get the feeling she was on the mend from an injury, and she's all but clear to get ready to go. And now she's, more than likely there's a few names who WWE are going to contact and recontract at the end of all this, obviously. But if you're Rusev, EC3, let's see, Curtis Axel, maybe.
I'd also say Rockstar Spud.
Rockstar Spud, Drake Maverick. You're looking at this release going, yes, this sucks. Yes, it sucks I didn't get to say goodbye to my friends. But when the dust settles, I'm a free man. If I'm Mickie James, I'm going the first chance I get. I'm going to the NWA. Because for those who don't know, she is in a relationship with Nick Aldis.
I believe they're married.
They are married, yeah. Didn't want to assume. This,
But still, just seeing all these names, we have never had a release of this magnitude ever.
and again, rumor has it there might be more. There's Shinsuke Nakamura with, like, I just saw on Twitter, Shinsuke Nakamura with a single tweet with, like, praying hands emoji. He might be on the bubble. I think it's safe to say if you are not if you're a main event guy or if you're not a main event guy or a person with a championship with significant interest to the company, they're trying to find a way to let you go in the next couple of days.
I'm almost certain that if you're a champion, you're safe.
Yeah. Hold on. Let's see if we're still recording here. But Shintigercurl says he might want to jump in. Let me see. Well, at least let him have his 2 cents in this little video. We are recording. We are live to tape in this particular case. And you know what? We'll give him his 2 cents on this, because this is, again, we've seen these releases before. It's normal for WWE now, especially for modern day WWE, but this is different in a lot of ways.
I don't think I see Deonna Purrazzo on the list.
Deonna Purrazzo, yeah, this was there was a few lists, but Deonna Purrazzo was part of the list. I think this is all the main roster people, and then there's another guy from the PC who was released as well.
Yeah, Alexander Jaksic. He also released. This is really a bummer. I feel so, like I said, I'm not sure what else I could say other than I feel bad for everyone. I hope that they all land on their feet. And I just hope that, they just do well. Like, there's not much else I think I could say about it.
Let's see if we can get Shintigercurl in. I am attracting his attention. Trying to. He just said on Facebook, and mind if I come in? We are recording now. But of course, No Way Jose was another one in there. He was starting to get some TV time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. I feel like Mike and Maria are definitely 2 people who should have been utilized a lot better, but I can understand now not able to use. Oh, there we go. There's Shin.
Hey, there we go. Joining us is Shintigercurl. I think we're running out of steam, but as soon as we saw your post on Facebook, we have to let you in on this one.
Yeah, things have been going on, so I just need something to distract me.
For a few minutes, we're not gonna do it like a whole 2-hour bit here. I mean, we don't have enough to do that, but
It's okay, man. It's all good. It's all good.
Like, this happens Monday. WWE's back live 3 hours. Vince says we're an essential service, pal. My ass are essential, by the way.
That's what we like to call quid pro quo politicians.
No, that's what I call Vince McMahon can kiss my black ass. That's what I can call.
And Vince McMahon can kiss the darkest part of my white ass. That's what it is. Right where the poop comes out. Anyway.
Right.
Thanks for the imagery.
You know what? It's happened before. Rikishi, anybody? 2001? Come on, people. Here we go. Now we're getting the jokes in. We got to. We have to. So so the timeline of this whole thing, Governor of Florida says WWE is an essential service. Same day, WWE tries to film. Everyone says, shut the fucking thing down. Government says, fuck no. WWE says, fuck no. They keep going. The show goes on. I don't watch it because they don't deserve my fucking viewership at this point.
Indeed.
Tuesday, Trump does a meeting with all this major sports people, including Vince the quote, the great Vince McMahon. And on Wednesday, this call, as we mentioned with Brian Alvarez at the beginning of the show, 12 Eastern, everyone says, okay, we have to do some cutbacks. And here we go, cutbacks, everybody gone. And the list we have now could very well change.
It's getting bigger by the hour.
They basically released almost all my boys. And just to put a little bit of period on this whole thing, and also from what it feels like from former developer from THQ Violent Lee, 2K21 will be canceled this year, and they're just going to have to wait till next year for their next big release. Although it does seem like they're going to release something this year, just not.
They intend to release something, but it's not going to be a simulation like WWE 2K20, which yeah, you need a break, bud. You need a break. For the most part, it's just for the roster updates because you do have like this big scanner thing for all the wrestlers, and they usually do it over WrestleMania weekend, except, well, they couldn't.
You're going to use that. You're going to have that scare, and you're going to use it, damn it. I don't care if you have to put out a video game where they're fighting like all-stars again. Roid them all up. Yes, roid them good.
I want muscles coming off top of their muscles. I want everyone built like Gary Stryer. Even the women, especially the women.
I want tits on their tits, damn it.
Octo tits.
I want Charlotte to be nothing but tits, pal. You know, we joke, but it could actually happen.
Also, just in one last thing, I did hear that there's going to be a PS5 exclusive indie game that's also going to be working with Impact.
That's good.
Yeah, I heard that from WrestleGamia, I think the channel's called.
All right.
I can't wait.
Yeah, give us Legless Ref. Please give us Legless.
Legless Ref, yes, please. Get us Aubrey Edwards. We need Girl Hebner in there. We need more Girl Hebner.
Well, that's going to be the AEW video game, which will probably be coming out to, I would say, the end of this year, early next year.
Make it an Aki game. Make it an Aki game. That's the only way I'll accept it.
What if they make it an old school Smack?
Ooh.
No, it must be Aki.
Fine.
I need.
But do you have any thoughts on these releases, like Zack Ryder, Rusev?
Some didn't surprise me. Others did. I mean, letting Rusev go. That's really not that big of a deal since he's kind of been wanting out for God knows how long, but keeps staying in for God knows whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
But Zack Ryder, guy's been with the company since Ruthless Aggression. He's been a company man for over a decade, and that really surprised me.
I think the biggest disappointment with Zack Ryder is the fact that he revolutionized how to use social media and gain yourself over. Like, he used Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube to make himself popular when he wasn't being used on TV, and he made himself a star that, to this day, people view as such, just because of that. Not because of anything WWE has done, but because of everything that he has built.
Yeah.
Like, here's how Vince McMahon's week has been going. I've just been looking at it. Like, so XFL folds again because of bankruptcy because COVID-19. WWE owns part of it. It turns out WWE owned 23.5% of it, despite Vince saying they didn't. 30 people so far terminated. Allegations of the covering up the Nancy Argentino murder over at Dark Side of the Ring. Allegations of bribing the family and allegations of bribery outright for to get the $18 million super PAC to Florida, so if WWE could do their live TV instead of just bulk taping every couple of weeks, which would have been even smarter.
Yeah.
Right now, I feel like it's only a matter of time for something happens to Vince as far as litigations go, because it feels like everything's about to be. Just feels like the house of cards that he has built is about to just fall apart.
This is crazy because one of his employees contracted the virus. An on-screen talent, unknown to us, though. If we've got the damn virus, and it's only a matter of time someone in the roster gets it. And the minute someone in the roster gets it, it's either he's going to forge ahead and cause a lawsuit, or he's going to forge ahead and the board of directors will have him. He's going to be sent to an insane asylum and committed there.
Yeah, it's looking good for WWE at the moment, and
you know what really irks me about this? Have you guys seen Brian Zane's new video about this? He just posted it like a couple of minutes ago.
Oh no,
no. We're literally started recording around 8:25, something like that.
Yeah, around there, and I just barely got home soon enough to start watching Dynamite, which I currently have now paused with Santana on my screen wearing a very tall hat.
Yeah, that was a pretty good segment. But yeah, Brian Zane says that the WWE has a surplus of money, roughly about equal to $500 million.
Yeah, 500. The way they was worded, they have $500 million in both loose cash and debt management. Basically, they can handle the debt. Look at it this way. Look at all the people on the list that we have on the Discord right now, and average everyone out to about $250,000 a year. You do the math with some rough math and everything else. WWE, hate them, love them or hate them, have to do something because eventually, like every other company, they're going to run out of money.
But they could have at least given them something. I mean, with that amount of money, they could have paid some of these people not as much as they were making, but just enough to just stay at home if they didn't feel like wrestling, or they didn't feel safe enough.
Maybe they couldn't do maybe the downside guarantee was too much.
I just can't help but think that
something. Look,
WWE
I'm not justifying Vince McMahon in any of this. Right now, I'm just trying to make sense of all of this horse shit.
And yet, this is the same day that when we learn what happened in Japan with New Japan and the government of Japan, what they're doing to help out New Japan.
And for those not informed, Shin, please explain to the audience.
Please do.
And I think from what I've been able to gather, thanks to some very passionate plea from none other than Hiroshi Tanahashi himself, the Japanese government is going to continue to support New Japan because, well, New Japan is a part of their culture, and they know that the wrestling business over there is struggling, so they're trying to help out New Japan as best they can so that they don't have to do what the WWE just did today.
Although I have to wonder if the rest of the wrestling promotions over in Japan will be able to survive as well as good as New Japan will be.
Things are going to be very, very different in a month, 2 months, 6 months. Things are going to be like crazy.
Yeah, this is going to come back to bite Vince in the ass big time.
If it hasn't already.
I'm just being generous, but yeah, it's coming.
This, we could go both predictions. I mean, some people will land in Ring of Honor. Some people is like, no. We could, once we're back and we can look at this list and say, okay, who's going where, and we could do a draft or whatever we want to do. There's like a tier maker thing we could do with that.
Yeah, because there are a lot of choice picks.
There are some choice picks, and this is just the beginning. One prediction I can make right now: this will either put Vince on the bubble with this board of directors, or he will be outright canned and someone will take his place. They will force Vince's hand.
And I think we brought this before, but Triple H isn't exactly automatically the next in line.
And he's not. I'm not saying he's going to take over. I'm just saying there will be a tipping point where someone dies. Someone in the company dies of COVID-19. And WWE will try to cover it up, but it will find out. And it'll be someone who's prominent. Maybe not a big star, and I hope to God it's not Roman Reigns. But someone will die off of these continuous tapings because they catch this shit. And the minute that happens, that's when they'd have to draw a line and say, enough. Shut it down or leave the company. Permanently. I hate to be the doom and gloom guy, but we got to be realistic here.
Yeah, this is just such a terrible time.
Mm-hmm. I'm not denying that.
I mean, we're used to the yearly after WrestleMania purges where some people will be let go, but not to this degree. And this is like what Matty said. This is like 30 people already.
And it could be more. By tomorrow, it could be 50. By the end of next week, could be 100. We don't know. We know that a lot of people that a lot of staff and some of the agents are furloughed. So the idea is WWE wants to go back to some sort of normal, and they're going to need road agents to take care of that.
And not to ruin the mood, but at this moment, my cat is chewing on my hoodie strings.
These strings belong to me now, human. Continue your talk of fake fighting.
I miss my dog. She's over at with my sister at her boyfriend's.
Aww.
I miss the dog. I miss June. She's a good girl. She's a good doggo.
Good doggo is good.
Yes. Anyways, so that's what it is.
Anything else you'd like to bring up, Matty?
I mean, at this point, we brought up whatever we needed to bring up. Obviously, Double or Nothing is not happening in Vegas. They've either issued refunds or say, hey, if you got a ticket, come in next year, and if you're going to Dynamite the next week, we've already sent your money back. Or we've begun the process of doing that. So Double or Nothing is happening regardless of the situation.
I hope that they lower the pay-per-view price, because $50 for what's essentially going to be an empty arena pay-per-view is just too much.
That is too much. But so here's what I'm thinking. The next video might be TW and I's review of the show, if it ever happens.
Can I just give can we just say how awesome Chris Jericho is for doing comms, considering what we've heard about how much work he put into all these tape shows for Dynamite?
Mm-hmm. Not going to deny that at all. And I'm not going to hold you guys any longer on this one. We're going to wrap things up. So once again, our next special video, may be Double or Nothing, the review, and you could expect that hopefully the week after the show airs, and we'll do whatever. But until then, on behalf of everybody, my name's Matty Jay. Stay safe, everybody.